share button down below and bring others to the conversation. So we are here. All right. I'm Dominique Prosper, and I am a life coach and school teacher in Houston, Texas. And I'm so happy and excited to talk to Sarita Love today. Sarita, tell the people who you are.
Hey guys, this is your girl Sarita Love from Chicago, Illinois, and I am the owner of Success Junkie, which is it's an achievement lifestyle brand where I provide tools and resources that inspires excellence. What I'm most sought after for is personal branding and guerrilla marketing strategies, and I am beyond thrilled to be here today. Thanks for having me, Dominique.
Oh, it's so amazing. And you know what? July is almost over, but is it ever too late to set those goals on fire? What do you say?
Oh, it's never too late. We're what almost in the middle of third quarter for the year. That's just like basketball. You get the whole game can change between third and fourth quarter.
All right, so let's go to the audience. Please let us know if we're sounding echoey, and
And
I
that's
do
my fault, you
apologize.
guys. I'm sorry. I'm
And
sorry,
let
guys.
us know. So listen, before we get started on the meat and the potatoes, let's have a little appetizer. How's your year been going so far, Sarita?
It has been one of those fun roller coasters. Now, some people don't like roller coasters, so I I'm here for it. It's been really interesting. I became a full time entrepreneur this year, so this that's why this topic is perfect for me because my life is happening in real time. My experiences are happening in real time.
So what I wrote on the description um, on part one when we started was, it is not too late to make life better than it
Yes.
was. So in the audience right now, who wants to make life better than it is right now, and that like it was in the past? So Sarita just told you she became a full-time entrepreneur. She kicked that job to the curb. How did you do that?
That it would be nice if I gave myself an exit date, but I didn't. I was actually laid off with 24 other coworkers. We were provided with, well, I'll speak for myself. I was provided with a nice severance package, and I already had a brand established, so it was easy for me to transition, into this new space. Doesn't mean it's not challenging because it's extremely challenging. But when you have something to fall on, when those sort of situations and circumstances come your way, you're more equipped to adapt to change.
So you know what? You can never be fired from your talent, even though you can be fired from your job. In the audience right now, what is your talent? What are you building on the side to one day take over? What is your next strategy? What is your exit strategy? So Sarita is so amazing, and that's why I was so happy and honored to have this chance to talk to her. And we don't want to waste any time. Type it in the comments. We want to have a party in the comments. What are you guys wanting? What do you want? That's always the first question. What is it that you wanted, Serena?
Say that again.
What is it that you wanted for yourself?
Oh my gosh, I want exponential growth and impact in a way that I'm responsible for part of the reason people transform their lives.
You know what? For me, it's
Uh-huh.
doing whatever I want on my own time frame, living in complete flow with money, energy, and love all around me. So in the comments, what do you guys want? It starts with that. And I know that my clients need a personal development because, and I'm going to ask this question, what keeps you from doing your next best, taking your next best step? You were talking about that this morning, Sarita. What is keeping you from taking your next best step? That's why I always went for personal development, because what we don't want to do is waste time, like you said, this year you became an entrepreneur full time. Anything can happen inside of a year, inside of 6 months. Let them know, Sarita, what does it take? How does personal development help you crush those goals?
Oh my goodness. So I definitely want to take it back for one quick moment. You were mentioning exit strategy. I highly recommend, even if it's not crystal clear, just having an idea of what if the worst case scenario occurs. What if this happens, then this is how I will respond. The way that you crush those goals is, your limitations are within you. Your limitations are always within you.
Yeah.
And I know that I'm speaking to a lot of educators, and many times what we're great at for others, we suffer in our personal lives sometimes. We're so self-sacrificial to the point that we
Mm-hmm.
forget the education that we're putting out for others. We
Mm-hmm.
forget to fully pour into ourselves in a way that we activate, something within us for us to accelerate with our personal goals, on our success journey.
Absolutely. So let's take a look in the comments and see if anybody has. So far, we've gotten some greetings. Hello, everyone who's in the audience. And let us know if there's any type of echo or anything happening. Um, Reagan says, develop your exit strategy if you do not have one. Why is it so important to develop that strategy early?
Oh, everything is strategy. If you plan on getting ahead to any extent in your life, as you know, as educators, just like you have to come up with curriculum, or in college, a syllabus, there's a game plan. You need a game plan. Like, everything is strategic. If you want measurable goals, I don't know if this is taught in the classroom, and you can let me know, Dominique, but how often are SMART goals encouraged within educator space?
That's what teachers start with.
Wonderful. Wonderful. So I'm going to speak on that in the sense of specificity, it being measurable, it being attainable, it
Mm-hmm.
being realistic, and
Mm-hmm.
it being timed. You have to tie that into your personal goals. You have to create your own curriculum for
That's
your
right.
life, be it wellness, be it your relational aspect of your life, organizational aspect of your life, group aspect of your life. We all have tribes that with educators, your tribe is
Mm-hmm.
fellow educators and administrators. So
Mm-hmm.
you have to have your support system in order to crush those goals. They have to exist in the first place. A lot of times we have things that we say we want for ourselves, but it's
Mm-hmm.
not clear. So do you ever get in your car without a real destination? None of us do. So if you can have goals all day up here, but if
Right.
that's not paper, if it's not broken down into little parts, if you're not setting on your calendar to, either hold yourself accountable or have someone
What's
else
the
hold you
name?
accountable, then how do you know that you're on course?
And I'm so glad you mentioned that because just like your children, there are all types of different educators. And I help educators to enjoy their experience in the classroom. And I also help those who want to develop their next strategy for after the classroom. But what I want to ask the people in the audience is what does keep you from taking your next best step? And if so, what help are you getting out there? Are you in a coaching group? Do you go to events? I have an event on this Saturday, and I started an event called the Sisters Self Care Event because you wouldn't believe it. We go to work looking polished, and we come home and collapse on the couch. That's another irony. Why do you think that happens?
Oh my goodness. I'm gonna date it back to mindset. How you start your day. Do you see a successful day when you begin it? Sometimes many of us, we wake up and we've already decided that it's going to be a bad day. So we don't bring our best selves to the classroom. Sometimes we're just there, clocking in, clocking out, and that's not applicable to everyone. So
Right.
let's be clear on that. I want to commend you on what you're doing for women,
Thank
with
you.
spaces digitally and physically because it's needed. And I'm sitting here right now. I'm actually in what is going to be the Success Junkie Lounge for a summit I'm having in November, and my team is with me right now, hanging out. Um, and I just want to say this. I think the main thing I want to say is this: it's how you plan ahead. You're literally bringing what strategies and tools and resources you bring to
Mm-hmm.
creating the curriculum, creating the process, but you're creating that process in your life's classroom in a
Right.
sense. And that's important. I think a lot of people drop the ball and miss the memo, in that respect.
Well, you know what? Since we're in this fabulous Facebook community, what type of help do you guys need? We are here for you to inspire you, to entertain you. We're not about being serious. We're about love and work and collaboration to get things done.
Hmm. I'll share this with you, Dominique, and I was just sharing this with my peers. Um,
Mhm.
I said you need a support system, but you really have to be specific. And what I mean by that is you have to fully assess, what do I want? What do I need?
Mhm.
What is required of me? What am I bringing to my peers that is also value added to them?
Right.
Everything comes back to you. Everything that's good comes back to you in full circle when you're already serving. You're
Right.
already serving. So on your success is already on autopilot in a sense.
Yeah.
But it requires some actions for you
You know, I
outside of the classroom.
I never thought that I could start a group to help other teachers and other sisterpreneurs out there until I started one. Until I gave myself what I needed through other people who needed the same thing. Like sometimes, remember back in high school, let's say you were a international student.
Yes.
Sometimes, in order to find your friends, you started an international student group so that you would give yourself what it is that you actually needed, and at the same time, you're giving to others. And so that's why I have this sister self-care event happening every month. Actually, I'm going to drop the link in the comments. But let's call yourself out right now in the audience. Let's see who wants to call themselves out just a little bit, just a little nudge. We can help you if you speak up. Who's raising their hand? They need either inspiration, motivation, which is what personal development is, and what tips can we give them as far as finding that help? What would be the best way for them to get that help of inspiration, motivation, and productivity?
Oh my gosh, I have a great one for anyone who teaches anything. You know how in the classroom there's no cheating. You're not supposed to just look on you stay to your desk.
Right.
Don't you look over that way. Don't you look over that way. But here's the thing, ladies. I love the fact that you said sisterpreneurs. Is that how you say it?
Yes.
So this is to my sisterpreneurs. You are the cheat sheet to someone else's success. And if you don't position yourself in a way that's favorable to you for your financial wellness, your
Mm-hmm.
emotional, your psychological, your relational, if you don't show up, you are doing a major disservice to anyone who may be encountering some of the pitfalls you've already experienced and you've already overcome.
Good
You
point.
know what not to do because you've been through it. You know what not to say. You know how not to behave. You know how not to show up. There are other sisterpreneurs in training. I say in training because they have the desire to show up, but they need you. It's
Exactly.
you. I
Are
thought
you?
you were going to say something.
So let me ask in the audience, what if you stepped out? Maybe you went to Sarita's event in November. I'm having an event in October, all around your money goals and to finish the year strong. It takes about 90 days to do anything because we got to get that momentum. We have to hold each other's hand. So what if you knew it would work and you felt like, you know what, this is for me? And right now you're sitting there in the audience, but what would it take for you to take that chance? Is it a live stream like this? Is it, you can DM me anytime, and I'm sure you can DM Sarita, right?
Right.
You can DM us at any time. You can follow me on Instagram, Dominique underscore the practical teacher. And I got that nickname from one of the sisterpreneurs I'm collaborating with, working with, the practical teacher, because I'm very practical about getting these goals crushed. And especially if you have not built a business online yet and you're still in traffic, I hope that my exit date is sometime in 2020 when my son graduates high school.
Hey.
So we want to be on the beaches of the world, right?
Yes.
On the yachts of the world. What does it look like for you? I want that freedom life. So that's what we're trying to create for all of us. So what would it take, guys, in the audience? Let me see if anybody's stepping out, calling themselves out. Tell the truth. Have you been procrastinating? So what do you think they should do first, Sarita, if they're ready to step out?
Well, recognize that you are the CEO of You Incorporated. There's the business of you, and there are certain operation strategies that have to be in place for you. How do you operate your day to day? Even as simple as meal planning, the role that we have as mothers, the roles that we have as friends, the role educators. I mean, that's our lives. Like most of us, that's your livelihood. So what? More than 60% of your week is spent in prepping and executing and following up and accountability for everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
But what if you created a game plan for you to insert reminders in your calendar, for you to create your own sister circle in your community, for you to find, no, for you to gain access to other women that you look up to, in a sense, not necessarily look up to, but you admire.
Right.
You can admire, and we all bring something to the table. So it doesn't have to be someone who's seemingly more successful as you. It could be just a woman who has some really impressive traits that you're like, hey, I want that. I want to be able to do that thing that you're great at. And I also have something of value, that I want to provide to you. Or another layer to that is just being of service outside of the space where you are paid to serve, being of service being of service for free, asking that person that you admire, what can I do for you
to serve them, to serve them.
I love that.
Right. And don't look far beyond what you're doing right now. Whatever you're doing right now, you already have that expertise as a consultant, as an educator in that space. But let me ask another question, because I've asked about 2 questions and nobody's answering in the comments. Whose rules are you playing by? Whose rules are you playing by? How do we get to, what is it, almost August of 2019, and you're just following along a prescription written by somebody other than you?
Oh, that's powerful. Wow. How do I'm going to sum that up to not making a decision. Like not making a decision to be
Your
somewhere
best.
different in life.
Yes.
That's just like in the fitness space, how I have a reverse goal, and I wasn't teased about it, but I was commended a little bit about it because I have a goal to gain a few pounds.
Okay.
But when it comes to losing, sometimes there are people who say I want to lose 15 pounds,
Mm-hmm.
and that's just as general as it gets. But if you say I want to lose 15 pounds by September 15th, now
Right.
we have something to strive for. Now we can break down those weeks. Now we can look at our diet. Then we can look at the actions that we take. Then we can measure it. Then we can adapt and adjust. Then we can have someone to hold us accountable. Now it goes from I want to lose 15 pounds to
Yeah.
I'm losing 15 pounds by September 15th because I'm taking
Mm-hmm.
these actions. I'm doing these things. I have people
Mm-hmm.
holding me accountable. It's
Mm-hmm.
hard, but I'm committed to me. I've made the decision because it's a better decision for me to feel better, look better, fit that dress that I said I'm gonna get back in again. All of that.
So let me ask another question in the audience and see if we're going to get feedback on this one. Finish this sentence. It would feel really good if I finish that sentence. Okay? Because I tried getting y'all to call yourself out. What have you not done? What decision have you not made? What support have you not asked for? So why don't we go with this? It would feel really good if I. Then you can get help because nobody does anything by themselves. Even if you want to take a weekend vacation, you're going to ask somebody's opinion.
And I love, love, love that you mentioned vacation because people love to plan for a vacation. We count down, we get new I ordered some things for a mini getaway I have in a few days, and the package didn't arrive, and I was losing my mind because I'm just like, I need those things, because I'm looking forward to that. So I plan, to have certain things for that vacation.
Right.
And if we handled our goals the way we plan our trips, we all would be
Mhm.
successful. We all would be fixed and fine and financially free and all of that because we would have a plan.
A
So
plan.
we need to take each other more seriously.
All right. So let's roll it back a little bit in the conversation. Where have you come from just in this year? Now you're a full-time entrepreneur.
Yes.
You know, so they don't know your story. How long did that take? Can you just summarize that in a couple
Oh yeah.
sentences?
Oh yeah. I'll give a couple of quick examples. One
Okay.
is I'm a published author, but the book took me 4 years because I was in my own way. I had this brand. I was playing around with it for a few years. It's almost hitting a decade now. It took me almost 8 years for me to finally decide to give it a business structure because I saw that I had something good that I could make profitable through the community, and I learned that from building brand awareness with that idea. You have to test the temperature. You can't give people what you want them to have. You
Right.
have to survey. You start with your friends. You start with women like you. You see, is this a good idea? A lot of businesses fail because it's an entrepreneur or a entrepreneur or someone who's playing business who
Mhm.
doesn't check the temperature. They don't see if people even want that thing that you have. Passion isn't always profitable. Passion is great, but you have to find the thing that solves another P word, and that P word is problem. What?
Well, then you ask yourself, are you a nonprofit or are you a for-profit? Because you could be a nonprofit all day long.
You sure can.
So
So
fast forward, how long, what's the crunch time? What did that take?
okay, so fast forward to now, maybe in the past 3 years is when I started taking myself seriously. I officially made it a business model this
Mhm.
year. Right now, I am for profit, but ultimately, I'm going to convert into social enterprise business model. So a portion of proceeds can go towards promoting upward social mobility for disadvantaged youth in urban communities.
Okay, so let's just give them a couple of tips. My tip number one is do not give up. Join my Women's Life and Business coaching group on Facebook. Request to come in. We have a nightly coaching call, 15 minutes, no more than 30 minutes. Why? Because you need that daily dose. I don't want to say that we're dope dealers, but we are dopamine dealers. We want you to feel good. We want you to feel good. Success feels good. I just asked you what it would feel good if what? Let us know, everybody. Let us know. Because we're here to help you. Where can they find you, Sarita?
I will say this. One thing that I have an opposite thought process on. As you know, I am a success junkie, and I believe that success is dope. So if you're in the audience and you want to meet a dope dealer for achievement, then come to Success Junkie, where I believe that it's okay to be hooked on ambition, and we'll dive into your first hit. Your first hit is tied to that first accomplishment to this day that still gives you joy. I remind you of, who you once were, when you were proud of yourself. You can have that feeling again, just like a junkie who chases after, a first hit that takes their life in a downward negative spiral. You can go and have an upward success spiral, but that's up to you. And
and remember,
yes.
your skills are transferable from public sector, private sector. You already have the skills. It's packaging it. It's getting that support. So reach out to us, and we are here for you. So, what would you like to say to the people, Sarita, in closing?
You type Success Junkie, you find Sarita Love. If you're ever in a position where you want to create your personal brand, you want to take a deep dive in asking yourself, who have I consistently been my entire life? And you want to package that with your experiences and align your tools and resources that inspires excellence. I'm your go-to for having that conversation. Dominique, I am so grateful for you, for us, being able to have this conversation. We were so committed to finding the dates. And one thing to know about me, I'm obsessed with the number 23. So it had to be on the 23rd of any given month. So I'm so happy it's today.
All right. Okay, everybody, let us know feedback, comments, questions, and we'll be in the chat to respond to you. And if that's that, I guess that's it. You did an awesome job. That was amazing. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you. Have a great one.